Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. That is my best impression of an old-timey preacher letting you have a little bit of the good word. This week, I guess it's the sermon, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if they're sermons. I don't know if they're lectures. I don't know if they're whatever they are. This one is to get you ready for the new year. Since yesterday was Christmas, next Saturday will be the 2nd. Let me tell you something, we're going to be off and running next week. So let's get on with it. Those two verses I just read are from Isaiah, prophet, the Old Testament. Isaiah 43, 18 and 19. If you go to church, chances are that passage is going to make an appearance on the week of New Year's Eve, and I'll tell you why. Because it's so appropriate. It's so good. Now let me tell you a little bit about the difference between Jewish writing and Greek writing and Latin writing. I wish somebody would have told this to me before I got started studying the Bible. It would have made it a lot easier. In Jewish writing, they love to use flowery, poetic language. We in the West, we're very into lists and chronological order. There's, we really, if we're going to state something in metaphorical terms, you can bet we're going to tell you beforehand that's what's happening. The fascinating thing about the Old Testament prophets is when they spoke, they weren't predicting, they were speaking the actual words of God. Isaiah, born 700 years before Jesus Christ, fascinating. The things he says about Jesus Christ blow your mind. If you're a Christian and you've never read Isaiah, you gotta read it. You're doing yourself a misservice if you haven't read it just because it's so darn good. Isaiah, the Bible inside the Bible. I'm just telling you something that makes this a trip, okay? 66 books in the Bible. 66 chapters in Isaiah. Chapter 40 takes you to a weird place. He starts talking about a shepherd that's coming, going to hold his lambs close to his heart and gently lead them. He starts talking about making a way in the wilderness, making highways straight and easy to access, talking about sin will be taken away through this shepherd. Crazy. You know chapter 40, okay? You know what book number 40 is? Book number 40 is Matthew. What's Matthew? The first book of the New Testament. As you know, my favorite book in the Bible is book number 43, Gospel according to John. Where's our passage from today? It's from the Gospel according to John. I think that's pretty trippy myself. But I'll tell you what happened to our country was the same thing that happened to AA. Instead of saying God, we should have said Jesus Christ, or at least the triune God of the New Testament. Because I've been to AA meetings when people have started getting a little Jesus Christ-ish in the room. And without fail, I've heard it said, somebody will say this, there's a meeting for that. And I feel like standing up, knocking over my chair and saying, yeah, it's called AA. But for some reason, AA, which was, with the exception of the 23rd Psalm, completely taken from the New Testament of the Bible, has been turned into a thing where a light bulb can be your God. And let me tell you something. If you're driving up I-65 and a cement truck coming the other way jumps the median and is coming right for your head, you better not be going, oh, Sylvania 60-watt frosted tip bulb, how I asked you to protect. No, you better not. Same thing with our country. The saddest thing about my country, the United States of America, is this. 2 days where you can talk about Jesus Christ. 2 days in a calendar year. Christmas Day, Easter Sunday. So I say this year, we've already passed Jesus being born. It was yesterday. Thank God, okay. Unto you a child shall be born. It's here, okay, celebrate. All right, Jesus here. What do we do now? Now we're in the part that says, behold, the Lamb of God who comes to take away the sin of the world. We focus our eyes on Easter Sunday. Forget about St. Patrick's Day. Forget about March Madness. Forget about Groundhog Day. These 2 months coming up, January and February, they're the worst 2 months of the year for drug addicts. There's a sense of hopelessness that will just push you over the edge. I'm telling you, I've been there. I don't know what it is about January and February, but once New Year's Eve comes and goes and New Year's Day football games are over, it gets real sad and real hopeless. Not this year, baby. This year, we're focusing on Easter Sunday. It's only 14 weeks away, so join me this year. Let's be happy. Let's celebrate. Let's know that God is doing new things for us and not to dwell on the past. Thank you. I'll see you next week, the second day of 2021. Yippee! Thank you, guys.